Hi everyone, this is Brittany here with your art fill of the week, and since October is now over, that means I finished the Inktober challenge, and today we'll be going through that 31-day sketchbook. And if you'd like to see my prep video at the beginning of October, I did do a video for that if you want to check it out. But let's go ahead and get into the first day. So day one was backpack and started off sort of strong. I just did a bunny backpack on a girl, and this was the first day, and I kind of decided I didn't want a lot of color. I wanted to do mostly the black and white inks, and I did do like the watery ink version, not like pen ink. I did a little bit of pink on this day. And day two was discover. And I just did this little silhouette of a guy kind of going on a hike, and then I used green as my color pop. Day three was boots, and I decided to do a cat with little white paws, and then the color accent I did on the ears and paws and the little bow tie collar. I did want to this month do something kind of different with the prompt words and just kind of not do the simplest idea when you think of the word. And day four was exotic, so I did like a foresty tropical landscape type thing and did a pop for some of the leaves with green. I also did avoid social media and seeing other people's Inktober's, so that'll be fun to check out this month since I didn't want to get inspiration from other people's drawings that they already did. And day five was binoculars, so I did like you're staring through them and did some trees, and then my color accent was this little cardinal over here with his nest. Day six was Trek, and so I thought of Star Trek and did the Enterprise spaceship. Then day seven to me was just kind of a little bit boring. I just did the regular passport, tried to do almost like a cartoony version of the United States of America passport, and then did my accent color of blue. Day eight was hike, and this was sort of reminiscent of the one I did earlier, but I did a guy closer up with kind of a backpack and stuff, and then hiking up a mountain, and did the sky as the accent blue. This day I think I struggled. It was like the first day I struggled with. Then day nine was sun, and I did almost like a stylistic sun, almost like it could be a tattoo almost, and then accented with some gold ink. And I think this is some of them that I started doing 2 in a day instead of doing them every single day. You think that's cheating. I guess I cheated by doing 2 in a day instead of just 1. And day 10 is nomadic, so I did a little camper being pulled and did like a mix of colors to get that light purple. Then day 11 was snacks, and I did my accent color as orange because of the types of snacks I did, and I did an off-brand, copyright safe type of snacks. So I did Poofs and Eatos. Then day 12 was remote, so I did this very remote house on a cliff, and then there's forest and some ocean. The accent color with this one, I did yellow with the lights on in the house. Then day 13, I did more of a stylistic design with the word horizon. So I did the sun and then mountain peaks and then almost a valley with a river. So this day I tried to play around with mixing the green and the yellow to get my accent color. Then day 14 is Rome. That was Rome, so I did a bison. Then day 15 was guidebook, so I did a bird guidebook and did 2 different types of blue birds, and of course used that accent color as blue. Then day 16 I did grungy, and I played around with trying to make a grungy brick wall that's kind of deteriorating. And this one I didn't add any color. I just kind of left it, playing around with the grays and blacks and whites. Then day 17, I also didn't add any color. I did journal and did one of those like composition notebooks with a pencil. Day 18 was drive, so I did the perspective of you driving in a car and on the road, and then did green as my accent color. Day 19 was ridge, so I tried to make a little ridge landscape thing and then chose yellow as my color. Then day 20 was Uncharted, so I did an Uncharted island and used blue as my accent. I actually had 2 different kinds of blue ink, so I did the more like aqua blue. I did also play around with shading underneath before I laid in the color ink with the grays so that it got a little bit darker. Not just by adding more of the actual colored inks. Day 21 was rhinoceros. I couldn't really add much color to him, so I didn't add any color. This is definitely one of them that I couldn't really branch off of the word too much. Day 22 was camp. So I did a campsite with a fire and chose to make the tent bright orange. Day 23 was rust, so I did a little robot rusting with some reddish or brown inks as my color pop. Day 24 was expedition, so I did a little camel, had a silhouette of a guy riding him on expedition in the desert, and added a little town back here. Day 25 was Scarecrow. I gave him a little plaid shirt with some orange as an accent, and this is definitely one of them that I played with laying the darker colors underneath before I went in with that orange. Day 26 was camera. This is another one that I really didn't know a good color to add. And I definitely played around with the shading with this one, getting my inks watered down enough to have a lighter color but not white, or white on the lens. Day 27 was road, so I did a road and made the signs. My color pop with blue. Then day 28 was jumbo, so I did this giant teddy bear with this little tiny girl crawling around on the floor. And this one I mixed 2 different inks. I think I mixed a pink and a blue to get that purple. Then day 29 might be my favorite. I did a navigator and did a pun and had a alligator looking at his map trying to figure out where he's going next. This one I also mixed some of the ink colors to get that darker green instead of the vibrant green ink. Then day 30 was violin, and I got the idea from my friend Katie to add some bugs playing the violin so it wasn't as boring to look at, just doing a violin. So there's some little bugs playing their violin together. And finally, day 31 was landmark, so I chose the Sphinx in Egypt. Then my color pop was that gold glittery ink, and I did just the Sphinx so that you can tell he pops out from the other landscape, and he also shimmers a little. So that was my Inktober 2024 sketchbook. Let me know in the comments what your favorite day was in my sketchbook, and also if you participated this month, let me know what your favorite day was for your drawings, and I'll see you in the next video.